Welcome to some hot Counter-Strike. We got NAVI Junior versus Spirit. It's nothing else than Sector Most Bet. You are watching Season 1, already including the grand $50. You know what we're talking about. I have to stop with that one. Stayed for the music, came for the gameplay. That was a lot of Reezy. Reezy, German rapper, I think from Frankfurt, who delivers constantly with quite fire tracks. So yeah. Now you know something new about German music. I hope you came for gameplay, stay for casting, and also come for great, amazing, outstanding, significant, I see it's Bernie, goddammit, music. Either way, Spirit. The lads right now starting here over on the T side. Spirit, besides that, have still not officially announced what they are doing with their roster. So, yeah, if you're wondering, Mare as well as magixx, 16-year-old wunderkind, still not officially announced by Team Spirit. That's not going to change too much here over on the long aggression. Mare pushing through together with his teammates. The bomb taking the point man position as they bunny hop around the corner. Oh no, they have officially acquired. Pardon me. That was Russian news. Okay, that made it all a little more complicated. Either way, let's likely take a look if Fear's gonna find us first. Yes, use Yes on point. And Bit is there to support. The rotation from the B side immediately done. And therefore, chances of getting that one back in the hands of NAVI Junior, they're here. Bit is trying very hard and gets it as he wanted to. iDISBALANCE is though able to take the CT out, and this is giving him a bit of a hard time. somedieyoung definitely saw that. Fakes it out for a moment, hopes that the player back in the secret corner is coming around, but nope. That's denial from the first USP, and they might just not get the bomb down, except somedieyoung finds one impeccable play, tries to do that, gets Goa down, and this means Kapacho is going to try desperately with one tap, and he's running out of bullets. This is not possible, or is it? Runs around to the other side. Long way around. Could obviously work. Kapacho most definitely hopes that somebody is running into his arms. Not gonna happen. Waiting back on site. This is the best somedieyoung can do. He has already done more than needed. But there's one shot Kapacho could do, and then this round is over, goes in the favor of NAVI Junior, and good night. 1 HP to survive with. On the edge of the edge. It couldn't be much closer. Bombs defused. 1-0 coming the way of NAVI Junior with high costs, but definitely the reward. I'm doing very fine, thank you very much. Yes, they have announced it, but it's unfortunately in Russian. It makes it all very complicated once in a while. Either way, the CT side picking themselves a double scout and M4 as well onto Kapacho. Funny-wise, double SG is going to be a big threat in case they find the entry of those. I mean, in the hands of iDISBALANCE and somedieyoung, we're talking about players with fairly some talent. I mean, iDISBALANCE right now rocking the 1.11 rate, somedieyoung 1.1. Overall, the two best players on a team on a statistical basis, of course. This doesn't have to mean a thing, but there's a tendency, clearly. And as you see right there, oof, Mare down. A few more to go, obviously. And now the problem occurs. As Bits, oh, the MP9 is perfect. The MP9 is perfect. So it goes. Just to be... I just wanted to say, just to be a little bit more, but nope, not the case. Trying very desperately to get frags. There's the first one to be tapped down. Bonjour, NAVI with the second, doing it all right. And let's see what can happen with that. Well, finally, a decent economy being brought up as they have hardly lost anyone. They've done themselves a favor. NAVI Junior on the right track. There he comes. Easy one with first. Block shouldn't deal too much damage. As easily as now the mowdown starts. 1 and 2. Ta-da. Pretty much session done. No real impact to be brought down here by the side of Spirit. And as those mollies are coming down long, magixx is trapped, has to extinguish himself. Spirit already under pressure. Oof, and that makes Chopper blow away. magixx is gonna wait around to smoke to find the pit player anytime soon. Easily eliminates Fear. They were expecting more, and that paid off. Gospadarov, it's a very difficult name. Gospadarov, waiting behind the Mercedes, is not gonna find too much as the players rotate over back from T-spawn, more towards tunnels. And take a look at the mini-map. Aunkere moves himself in that tiny little cubby corner over there on the B side. Gospadarov most likely realized that there's nothing long. We're gonna shuffle it over to the B side. Kapacho with the right gun to hold him down and to pin him down. He's gonna be the main point of focus if they don't check him early. And there he comes, finds one, but the MP9, it strikes brilliantly. And that brings it only down to iDISBALANCE. The man got the Glock, the chance, the hope to bring this down. As he plants it, Gospadarov waits it out back on window, but yeah, look for a second like he could have made the op shot work, but nah, not enough. And Fearless, iDISBALANCE swings wide, but Fearless doesn't buy you any success. And I mean, Spirit, surely they got the bomb down, surely they kill a lot of opponents, but that either way didn't bring them too much. So Chopper goes way over to CT, has not been hurt, I think. And this could be the sort of lurk flank position that benefits him, but they're shooting down CT. It means they got maybe the idea. I don't think they have heard him break his legs. Either way, mid to B, it's gonna be. Two individuals holding down the B side is a bit more complicated than expected. Chopper is really denying them any further access, as Gospadarov wants this frag desperately. He's not gonna get it. Sees his teammate Bit die just directly in front of his eyes. Nate is perfect. No, misses by millimeters. So, oof, they seem to falter in this. Yeah, they seem to falter in this. After success was given to Spirit to some degree, Kapacho and his mates definitely have one bit of information. That's the player towards B. And the op that goes back into tunnels. Op is public, though. somedieyoung. He knows he has to go for this tiny little window or alternatively through the doors. But Gospadarov down, kapacho successful, but can't do it. As he swings wide, iDISBALANCE finds him. One casualty. But, well, that one casualty is making a difference. The file casualty. It's not a flagrant error they came up with, but they fabricated it to work in their way. It was a fallacy to make it look like it's going to be easy for Spirit. Either way, they've effaced NAVI Junior, and somedieyoung is going to efface too. Maybe the third. The flashbang was by the book. As they're rushing over long, it is done with ease. And the save, most obviously, the best option for NAVI Junior. This map, by the way, decided to be played by NAVI Junior. 4-1 lead, impressive so far. Our entire map video is looking Dust2 Inferno Mirage with, funny wise, a Vertigo left to be quite late into the pool. I mean, Dust2 is a map where Spirit is fairly comfortable at. In the last 3 months, have gained 5 victories out of 7 matches. That includes wins against Simon, Heroic, and also Smash. And of course, NAVI Junior, not being established for too long, don't have a very long history where you can read a lot from. As they take short of East, that's becoming a little problematic. I mean, the weaponry is not ideal, but the AWP could have been the game changer here for them. This is a quite good point to touch onto the NAVI Junior project, except they have something to deliver. Let's see if this B-side hold from Gospadarov is going to bring up something. As Bit takes a player back down. He switches to the AWP. Is he going to grab the magic stick? He's going to take down somedieyoung. I mean, realistically speaking, there shouldn't be anything going in the way of NAVI Junior. Mir is baiting them into coming at short, but they're failing on every single end. And this is where now NAVI Junior has the possibility to go for any of those decisions. Do we actually attack the B site? Or do we save? Because they have picked up great weaponry. This is right now where you need to have great decision making in play. This magixx might swing wide. They know about 2 players outside of the doors. And kapacho can't do much. He was sandwiched and poor man dies. And this is the thing, right? I mean, the NAVI Junior project is extremely interesting. Because the thing about it is, they first of all had a long trial phase, right? They announced this project back in May, where AMI has joined the team. I mean, he's somewhat known, if you remember, that he used to, for example, be an analyst for Hellraisers for a long time. Also used to play CS back then with a team called Explosive, so on and so on and so on. And this NAVI project began a good while ago. We're gonna dive deep into that a little later. In the meantime, we're gonna see Spirits to come close to a tie. If that wouldn't be ideal, I don't know. There, the B side is under big pressure. Kapacho hardly having any chance as he has been brought down, but he keeps the defense up. The little spray down works out brilliantly. So the save comes in, the perfect time to continue this one. So yeah, the thing was, they announced their project, and there was a player called Dust2 who was sent back home. And I have to be honest with you, this is really weird but understandable. He was sent home, and this is, you have to understand political reasons here. He was sent home at the Ukrainian border because he visited Crimea. If you don't know what happened, Russia annexed Crimea. So, Ukraine, Russia, mad. NAVI then invited a player who you're seeing right here, Fear, to then come over. He wouldn't usually actually get there. He actually was failing the online test in the NAVI Junior project. So then they announced that they have a boot camp. And then finally, this boot camp comes to an end. They had Gospadarov, Bit, Kapacho on a permanent basis. Aunkere, Fear are still on trial, same as Topa and Whitesmith. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. In the meantime, Chopper is taking long, and so Fear is not gonna fall down in the end. But obviously, magixx knows what he's doing. Refrags are happening. Gospadarov seemed very indecisive where to go from Karan, but bomb dropped to the ground. But ideal vision for the Opera. Kirill Gospadarov might just have a little bit of an idea. Could he flash his teammate in? That's the question. Oh, mirror. Oh, no! Kapacho turns around at the right time. And he obliterates him entirely as he felt so confident to move around the corner. Nah, not further than here. And iDISBALANCE with the AWP tries to do his best, but I mean, realistically speaking, don't see much happening. His op would be the perfect tool to success. I mean, proves many people wrong that he should be underestimated. But there it comes. Frag goes for the side of NAVI Junior, and there they find the 5-2-4. With magixx potentially looking less and less strong in case they're losing this round from an economic basis, they fight the entry against Bit. And this obviously encourages them to take a bit more of an aggressive stance. Back in the tunnels they are. Found success previously on the side of B. So Aunkere, oh, there the problem comes towards him. He doesn't see a thing. He needs to help his teammate, but he's somewhat in a hairy situation. Took too long with the nades, immediately punished, and that should be a good bit of old Sabin. Some might say Jane time. I would just simply call it Sabin. And so, we can continue our little travel, our little adventure to what this is all about. So they went to a training facility called Born to Winning, and they went for an entire preparation. And then Blade, you probably know Blade from the Flipside Times, who actually is head of CSGO, head of esports, I think, at NAVI. He said that they have 1,900 online applicants, but they had to actually refuse full newcomers. Then they took a look who was at CIS FPL, because there were 4 divisions. They synchronized the information there. And then they want to see how they're playing also by analyzing their demos. Like, do they play smart? Do they play intelligent? Do they play team-based? And then they took 25 people for an online test where their psychologist talked individually to each player to determine their types, and he would give his statement. So they took an online, right, listen, hear me out. They made a 1,900 people online test, online application, took 25 people. 25 of those people were sent, or more likely via telephone or TeamSpeak or whatever, with their own psychologist, who then determined what kind of people they are. We're going to go deeper into that. Round by round, we're going to deeper into that. Keep in mind, this is a great, great time for Counter-Strike. In the meantime, it is so far a great, great time for the lads of Spirit to capitalize onto this. And as they hear the steps on mid, should give it some snack of information. He can work with that to let his team know where to go from. And Gospadarov, who waits patiently on the Mercedes, sees about the first smoke. Could deny further access. They patiently wait for the nades to fly. They want to give them that idea that there's nothing coming. This could be a fake, and he could just right now sell to his teammates. This is just all a bamboozle, but nah, here comes the molly. Did it drop or did it extinguish? I'm not quite sure. I think, yeah, it worked. And here's the denied access. They can try to go for the molly, but the smoke is going to extinguish in the meantime. And here they try to find it. X-rays off because we need to see what Gospadarov is seeing. Flashbang over onto the site, and they're intimidated. Take a look at it, but he capitalizes so good with his position and wants to get a little more. Man, this advantage for Spirit. Pressure is on, and the bump brought on the ground. Whilst magixx seems, at least for the moment, somewhat worthless, rotating back over short to be the second wave defense could be ideal. But Fear doesn't need to be afraid of anyone back coming from long, and so the height advantage used by Spirit as Aunkere goes for the first head. His M4 stays reliable. somedieyoung, though, also stays reliable as a fragger. And so the chances are getting slimmer and slimmer, and there they rotate off. The Yob stays on long. Aunkere hopes to find anything towards the middle, but it seems fairly unrealistic. The man, though, sprays a little too far nearly, gets magixx, though, in the end, but punished by SDY. Yeah, big shout out, by the way, out to the man called Elliot, or Elzinho. Someone who knows so much about the CIS scene that he gave me one interesting piece of information. Bit is the little brother of Kenzor, and if you don't know Kenzor is a man who plays for Pro2, and I think that even for a long time, I mean, he's inactive by now, but ever since, you might have heard of him, Pro2 times have been very long and even partially successful. So now you know. You learned something. Now I learned that as well. This magixx easily finds Fear. The weaponry doesn't look too promising anyway from the side of NAVI. They possibly could just give up on the round and say, yeah, whatever. Doesn't even matter too much. But as I say it, Gospadarov gets the first into magixx. Is intimidated that something could come over long. I can share his fear, but now they emerge over on short to get the control and to easily find the bomb on the side. Kapacho with a brilliant deal shot brings it down to 2. Let it only be Mir, who has even a tougher task up ahead of him. Dinked, and the bomb actually dropped to CT. Kapacho does it and turns things around. Crazy one by NAVI, who just wanted to casually eco around this. But let the CIS magic happen and you do it. So they push over long, try to take the control on that side. Spirit trying to get the control over long with ease. Fear, nearly sprays down too. But they have dealt quite good damage. We're only talking about 300 points of health left. That molly interestingly landing on the box, and it doesn't even matter. somedieyoung is out. And as the bomb has hit the ground, double op setup might just not be easy to control a lot of room. And Mir, just like a predator, waits for a spray, takes down Gospadarov. Could patience work out for him? Yes, it does. Short control belongs solely to Nikolai Bityokov. And as he mows down one after another, hungry for the fourth. Is it granted? Yes, indeed. Mir with the quad to close out the round and to take them out one by one by one. And thanks, by the way, join into our stream. This is the most sector most bet. Nearly said it wrong. On most bet, you can get a lot of money. You have a lot of few banners under the stream. Otherwise, a big shout out to the admin team, as usual, who are taking care of this. In the meantime, NAVI Junior. Considering once more, this is a junior team, right? And we're heading and diving deeper into the story a little later. It's always amazing to see what they are capable of, right? I love it. I honestly gotta say, I love it. And it's Bit. It's gonna be the first wave of defense. Soul Pillar waiting on shore, trapped between flames and bullets whiffing around his head. He surely is more interested to stay a little more defensive. Flashbang from his teammate, non-existent. A Fierce 5-7 could become one hell of a tool, honestly, but... Oof, and there they all come. One! Ah, the second would have been too beautiful, but denied. And no further success it is. There you got it. So did the Eagle. Of course, Gospadarov might do it. Looks for some heads. Finds one. And I was looking really desperately to see a few more of those, but didn't happen. It didn't go like it. iDISBALANCE is showing us his best skill to not hit. Unusual, honestly. Kapacho. Falling into the trap. Yeah, I just wanted to say off magixx. Would have been a bit surprised if they didn't meet each other there onto suicide, but that's the way it goes. Spirit far away from consummate, but much to the consternation of NAVI, Dust2 it's not going according to plan, obviously. I see my cousin feeling updated the comments. Unless you try to take mid by perfection. I mean, take a look at the nade setup. Both smokes land ideal. No vision at all for NAVI Junior. And the round number 15, Kapacho strikes to some degree, but most likely won't find too much. And as we have expected, as we have seen, and as it all crumbles, falls down, and goes to bits and pieces, Fear and Co. most definitely should not stand a chance. But this is a now or never situation, and when you're with your backs against the wall, you can't lose anything. So Fear goes into tunnels. None of them got the kit, by the way. If anyone is waiting there on side with it, don't know about it. Fear with another kill, and now Fear might strike, not onto, but into Spirit, as it's gonna be more and more to come towards the site. They both try. The AWP is not the perfect tool. He even thinks magixx. Either way. 9-6. What an outstanding round towards the end from Fear. Gotta give him the compliment on this. As right now, oof. Frags are coming in brutally from the CTs. It looks like it might just go all the fear. Oh no, he's AFK, isn't he? Yeah, or not AFK. Most likely, internet connection dropped. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. And as you see, the man who's timed out could have been a valuable tool. You hate to see it. They're finding one after another. He's you're right now pretty much watching the new Fortnite season trailer. Just with a man looking towards the bottom of Dust2.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah. So, we're waiting for man to reconnect. Let's hope that works. Should be just live in all a second. We saw, obviously, that he could have been a game changer in this, but yeah. You can't do something about technology from time to time. It's not their fault, obviously. And so far, we've seen NAVI Junior doing a quite alright job. I mean, they won the initial 4 rounds where they looked fairly alright. Especially, Bit has been delivering. So far, the man is on an average damage of 101. And you wouldn't think that if you take a look at his kills. It's 12-12 for him. So, yeah, it doesn't seem much. The assists are going to make the difference then, as he's on 6 overall. And this round, most obviously, there shouldn't be too much of a game changer. The meat grinder over on the B side has started, and it seems like it's all towards mid. Pardon that. Either way. Oof. And that, yeah, looks painful. As even Chopper goes for the knife. Aunkere falls. Free money for Spirit. 11-6 it is. Couldn't ask much more. Couldn't ask for much more, most definitely. And that's right now kapacho and Co, with the frag they found onto iDISBALANCE, trying to make it work a little differently. Oof, and that is painful for Chopper. They don't know about the second short player, as magixx does something. In the meantime, Mir falls, and this could become highly, problematic. There it looks sinister for Spirit. Next round will offer them something on an economic basis. Not too much overall, though. I mean, we possibly will see some deagles. Either way. Whilst NAVI might just build up bank. And they just do so. Yeah, and Spirit, in this round, I mean, they can pretty much only work it with one astute chicanery, but they most likely will lay on the ground like carrying after this one. And as I say, it's somedieyoung finds bits. And another one onto Gospadarov. Okay, this is getting a little gnarly, but I mean, in mid, you won't take much, and kapacho is gonna fight Mir, obviously, as weapon superiority is all you need. They buttress their will and thoughts to get back into this game. So I believe it's not much that can come out of NAVI overall. That sounds harsh, right? That sounds harsh, but I personally do not believe that they're going to go the full way against the Spirit, who has just this bit of the edge of more experience, the edge of more knowledge, without disrespecting NAVI Junior at all. I mean, so far against the Spirit, who is still one of the teams that right now might just be struggling, but still is a top 50 team overall, and really has names like Mir or Chopper on their side who can deliver. And as NAVI Junior are placing themselves towards the middle to be prepared for one of those short takes, or at least this is what it seems like. Rotation comes in from Chopper, moves back onto the sides, and so they remain indecisive. Their game plan does not lean to any side directly, but it seems to have a bit more of a short focus, and that's good night for iDISBALANCE. A side, it's an alluring playground to play off. This Chopper most definitely been hurt. He saw the gap, and he's aware, but he rotates off and leaves the A side fully alone. And if this is not already in a very early situation of a safe, then I don't know. I mean, they have to leave magixx back in pit, but they'd rather keep their weaponry, and so NAVI, with only killing one man, which was iDISBALANCE, one tapped on short, find success to gain number 9, and fairly impressive it is that they buttress their force in such a manner. Of course, reasonable move by Spirit, as you see their bank accounts maximum 250 on somedieyoung. iDISBALANCE can be happy if he gets something along the lines of a FAMAS. At least a bit of damage dealt, but you see the bank account, for example, of kapacho. It doesn't give them too much damage. Well done, though, by magixx, who still is going to fall in the end. So, Another weapon lost, acceptable to some degree. And so NAVI Junior now possibly dominating their opponent on the T side. It would be fairly unusual. I have to say it like that. As somedieyoung and co remain patient. Kapacho. This team, not quite sure if they're going to struggle throughout the course of this. It is a do or die situation that comes in for Spirit anytime soon. I mean, in case they're really losing all players in this one, their losing bonus gets in an all right way. But NAVI Junior, it's a little too early to say do or die, but it's where the momentum is getting based off and where this could be a turnaround round. Either way, this scenario is not done yet. 40 seconds. The utility on the A side does not look that promising, but the weaponry does. As magixx waits to jump up anytime soon, the op hopes to find players up in the corner, and Chopper. MP9, this is going to be it. Waits around the corner, hopes to see heads anytime soon. Mows the first down. And also iDISBALANCE displays what he is capable of doing. His showing is now so much needed as he has the strongest weapon back on the side. The MP9 though is the what does the majority of the job right now. One jump and maybe one more player to go. They leave the bomb. They forget about it because time's off. 40-second executions. That's how you get punished for that from time to time. And so they wave that white flag, the white rag, as they have to display the weakness in that setup. Twelve to 9 it is. 12 to 9. Sounds alright. As Fear takes a bit of damage early on, I mean, this could be the round to nearly break the economy of NAVI Junior. I mean, Bit wanted to do the smoke that stays there on the edge, but failed to do so. And so as iDISBALANCE is the perfect man to defend the A site. So far, NAVI Junior hasn't even made the decision yet. NAVI, they build it up in front of the gates of B. And they look at each other. They want to know what their game plan is. Molotov is going to block them off Either way, oh, and somedieyoung, he has a good bit of information. Is there any utility left on him? 3 players are waiting. iDISBALANCE with a perfect tool in the matter of 1 AWP, but somedieyoung does the majority of the job, but he's swallowed off. He's moving out, and Chopper is coming in with the MP9. Mid player is going to be the next up, and Chopper... They're not going to lose down control. Either way, Gospadarov could be the hero for the NAVI site. Gets that one down. Gospadarov with 1. And now it's only down to him to keep up the defense. And that AWP could be the magic tool. He's checking 2 corners simultaneously. But he's going to be pinned down. The man is going to be pinned down. But it's going to be only down to the up. 1 shot, 1 kill to make it possible. But no. Swings too wide. It gives magixx the kill in the end. Oh, what a shame it is. So close to bring success to the side of NAVI, but outside of a great showing and, well, a bit of nice additional money for the bank account, pretty much it for the moment. That's a shame, isn't it? I wanted to see much more, but nah, denied. Denied. I hate to see it. As iDISBALANCE and cope might display pure strength by now. It looks like it could be time. Either way, kapacho and cope gotta play it off with, yeah, only 2 by now. Gospadarov is gonna be his remaining opper, assistant, and wingman, whatever you want to call him. And now the ace head control hopefully belongs to Chopper and cope. There they try, there they find it, and there. Gospadarov is the man left alive. Rob Chopper with a bit of a wrong idea, but most likely 3 players should be able to obtain, hold, and maintain the control over on the A side, except Gospadarov finds the magic way to next the site. No chance for him at all. And Spirit remain strong. And a quick look at the bank accounts and the debit cards of NAVI Junior tell us. Doesn't look too good. So they come onto short a little bit. Looked like that aggression might have been a bit better than expected. The deagle frag that was there, but iDISBALANCE just casually shooting around. Either way, it's most definitely won't stand a chance of this. They can't condone such a round to go in the way of NAVI Junior, and it most likely won't go into the way of NAVI Junior. As he swings around middle, yeah, aim punch is gonna hit him hard. Looked like it was point on, but you know how it is with the good old aim punch. So, that's painful. NAVI Junior, as they invest every single dollar into this round, are already losing their first 2. Gospadarov, Aunkere, and kapacho was definitely want to find number 10 for their team. It would be that will let them have a stronger showing. It would be that possibly would even get them into overtime if they keep up the spirit. Ironic wordplay, but the truth. With such innate, spirit might be broken. And as they're pushing onto the sides, the flashbang is so good. somedieyoung in combination with Chopper, they fight number 16. 25 rounds, that's all that's needed for Spirit to show what they are made of. Map number 1, chosen by NAVI, going into the hands of the